Quantum physics is one of the most fascinating frontiers of science, and it has completely redefined how we understand reality. Unlike classical Newtonian physics, where the universe operates like a predictable machine, quantum mechanics reveals a world that is uncertain, probabilistic, and strangely responsive to observation. In this mysterious realm, particles exist not as fixed points, but as waves of infinite potential, until they are observed. This idea radically challenges our perception of reality. Now, when we connect this with the law of attraction, the idea that thoughts and emotions create our reality, suddenly the link between consciousness and matter no longer appears mystical, but scientifically possible. Something profound happens when these two worlds collide. The law of attraction has often been dismissed by skeptics as nothing more than positive thinking or wishful dreaming. Yet those who practice it report powerful results, opportunities aligning, coincidences occurring, and desires manifesting in ways that defy logical explanation. What if these experiences are not random, but rooted in the same principles that govern the quantum world? In quantum physics, a particle exists in many possible states until it is observed, collapsing into one reality. Similarly, the law of attraction suggests that your focused thoughts and intentions act as the observer, collapsing infinite possibilities into your chosen reality. The strange overlap between these two ideas makes us wonder if our minds are far more powerful than we've been taught. The famous double-slit experiment is perhaps the clearest window into this mystery. When particles like photons or electrons are fired at a barrier with two slits, they behave like waves, creating an interference pattern on the other side. However, when observed, they behave like solid particles, choosing one path. This means the act of observation changes their behavior. Now replace the scientific equipment with human consciousness. Suddenly, the experiment takes on a new meaning. Could our awareness itself be the ultimate measuring tool that collapses potential into reality? If so, then the law of attraction isn't pseudoscience, but rather a practical application of the very strangeness quantum physics has already revealed. Both quantum physics and the law of attraction speak the language of energy and vibration. In the quantum field, everything is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Matter is simply condensed energy. Similarly, the law of attraction teaches that your thoughts and emotions carry vibrational frequencies that interact with the world around you. When you think positively, you resonate at a higher frequency, attracting experiences that match that vibration. When you dwell in fear or doubt, you emit lower vibrations, pulling in challenges that mirror them. This principle aligns perfectly with quantum theory, where resonance and frequency determine the behavior of particles in the field. The field of quantum entanglement adds another layer of mystery. Entanglement shows us that two particles, once connected, remain linked even when separated by vast distances. A change in one particle instantly influences the other, regardless of space or time. This challenges the very notion of separation and suggests that everything in the universe is interconnected at a deep, invisible level. The law of attraction echoes this idea, teaching that the energy you emit ripples outward and affects the web of interconnected possibilities around you. If your consciousness is entangled with the quantum field, then your thoughts are not isolated. They are part of a vast universal network influencing your reality. Critics often argue that the law of attraction is purely psychological, a placebo effect that tricks the mind into perceiving change. But even if that were the case, the placebo effect itself is a quantum mystery. When patients believe in a treatment, their body often heals as though the treatment were real, proving that belief alters physical outcomes. In quantum terms, belief acts as the observer collapsing the wave of probability into health. This demonstrates that consciousness, expectation, and intention directly influence the material world. The law of attraction, then, may simply be humanity's ancient way of explaining what science is only beginning to confirm, that thoughts create things. One of the most profound insights from quantum theory is the concept of the quantum field. a limitless ocean of energy from which all matter arises. Everything that exists, from galaxies to human beings, emerges from this invisible field of potential. The law of attraction frames this in a simpler way. It says the universe is like a mirror that responds to your dominant vibration, reflecting back experiences that match your energetic state. In essence, your thoughts and emotions are like signals broadcast into the quantum field, and the field responds by shaping physical reality in alignment with that signal. This makes consciousness not just a bystander, but a creative force in the unfolding of the universe. Visualization, one of the core practices in the law of attraction, also finds grounding in quantum principles. When you visualize a desired outcome with clarity and emotion, your brain and body respond as if the event were already real. Neuroscience shows that the brain doesn't clearly distinguish between imagined experiences and physical ones. The same neural circuits fire in both cases. At the quantum level, this may be the act of pre-selecting a probability within the infinite field of potential. By holding a consistent image, you're instructing the field to collapse into that outcome. What once seemed like mere daydreaming is actually a powerful way of aligning with quantum possibilities. The law of attraction emphasizes the importance of emotion because emotion is energy in motion. Positive emotions such as gratitude, joy, and love carry higher frequencies that align with abundance and growth. Negative emotions such as fear, anger, or doubt resonate at lower frequencies, attracting struggle or limitation. Quantum physics complements this understanding by showing that frequency determines behavior in the subatomic world. Just as a radio must be tuned to the right frequency to receive a station, your emotional state tunes you to a specific reality within the quantum field. In this sense, emotions are not just personal feelings. They are vibrational codes that communicate directly with the universe. Another fascinating parallel is the idea of probability waves in quantum mechanics. A particle exists in many possible states at once, described as a wave of probabilities. It only chooses a definite state when observed. Similarly, in life, countless possibilities exist for you at every moment: abundance or lack, success or failure, love or loneliness. Your thoughts and beliefs act as the observation that collapses one of those probabilities into your lived experience. If you constantly focus on what you fear, you collapse into that reality. If you focus on what you desire, you increase the probability of it manifesting. This is where the law of attraction mirrors quantum truth with uncanny precision. Skeptics may point out that quantum physics is about tiny particles, not human lives. But this overlooks an important fact: everything, including you, is made of those tiny particles. The same rules that govern electrons also apply to the atoms in your body and the molecules in your brain. If consciousness influences matter at the quantum scale, then it must also influence the larger patterns of life. The law of attraction simply interprets this principle at a human scale, reminding us that our inner world of thought and feeling is not separate from the outer world of experience. It is deeply interconnected. When you start viewing life through this lens, coincidences no longer seem random. Synchronicities, the meaningful accidents that bring the right people, opportunities, or resources into your life, can be understood as quantum alignments. In the field of infinite potential, probabilities are constantly shifting. Your vibration influences which ones move into your path. That chance encounter, unexpected call, or sudden breakthrough isn't coincidence. It's the quantum field responding to your focus and frequency. The law of attraction calls it manifestation, while science might call it probability collapse, but the result is the same. Your consciousness shapes reality in ways that appear magical, but are rooted in universal law. One of the strangest but most empowering aspects of this connection is that the universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. Quantum physics shows that reality emerges from vibration, and vibration is determined by your current state of being. If you think about abundance but feel poor inside, your vibration is still tuned to lack, and the field reflects that back. The law of attraction emphasizes alignment. You must become the frequency of what you desire before it can manifest. This is not about pretending, but about embodying the emotions, beliefs, and energy of the outcome you want, until the quantum field has no choice but to mirror it. This leads us to the idea of coherence. In physics, coherence describes when waves are aligned in harmony, amplifying their energy. In human terms, coherence happens when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all aligned. If your mind is focused on wealth, but your emotions are filled with doubt, and your actions contradict abundance, your vibration is incoherent and weak. But when all three are synchronized, your signal to the quantum field becomes clear and powerful. This coherence is why practices like meditation, gratitude, and visualization are so effective. They bring your entire being into alignment, creating a resonance that the universe responds to with precision. Time, too, takes on a new meaning in this quantum law of attraction framework. Classical physics views time as linear past, present, future. Quantum physics, however, suggests that all moments exist simultaneously in the field of infinite potential. The law of attraction reflects this idea when it teaches that your desired reality already exists. It's simply waiting for you to tune into it. When you shift your vibration, you're not creating something new, but stepping into an already existing probability. This explains why manifestations often seem to appear suddenly, as if out of nowhere. They were always there in the quantum field, waiting for you to align with them. Some of the greatest thinkers in science hinted at this mystery long before it was popular. Albert Einstein once remarked that, "Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions." Nikola Tesla emphasized that if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you should think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Both statements echo the essence of the law of attraction, and quantum principles. Reality is shaped not just by physical actions, but by the invisible frequencies of thought, intention, and imagination. Far from being fantasy, imagination may be the blueprint that programs the quantum field. Another crucial element in both quantum physics and the law of attraction is uncertainty. In quantum mechanics, uncertainty is not a flaw but a fundamental feature. The exact position or momentum of a particle cannot be known until measured. Life mirrors this uncertainty, and the law of attraction teaches that our job is not to control how things manifest, but to align with the vibration of what we want. The uncertainty of the how allows the field to organize events in ways beyond our limited imagination. This is why letting go and trusting the process is often the most powerful step in manifestation. The union of these two perspectives also transforms how we see limitations. In a classical worldview, you are bound by your past and by external circumstances. But in a quantum worldview, every moment is filled with infinite probabilities, and your consciousness helps determine which one you experience. The law of attraction echoes this by teaching that your current reality is not fixed but flexible, shaped by your inner state. When you adopt this perspective, limitation turns into possibility. Suddenly, you are no longer a victim of circumstance but a co-creator with the universe, collapsing reality through the energy of your focus and belief. Perhaps the most mysterious principle connecting quantum science and the law of attraction is entanglement of consciousness. If particles remain connected no matter the distance, could human minds also be entangled with one another and with the universe itself? Many spiritual teachers suggest that collective thought and intention have measurable effects on the world, a concept supported by studies on group meditation reducing crime rates or global attention synchronizing with major world events. In this view, your personal vibration doesn't just shape your reality. It contributes to the shared quantum field of humanity. Every thought you radiate has a ripple effect beyond your individual life. When you practice the law of attraction, with awareness of quantum principles, you begin to realize that manifestation isn't about forcing outcomes, but about alignment and allowance. The quantum field contains infinite versions of your life, and your job is not to create but to select. You do this by raising your vibration, maintaining emotional coherence, and focusing your thoughts on the reality you choose. The law of attraction is not magic, it is resonance. Just as a tuning fork makes another fork vibrate when struck, your inner frequency attracts external experiences of the same tone. What feels like miracles are really the natural laws of resonance at work. One of the most empowering aspects of this union is that it restores the role of consciousness in science and spirituality. For too long, we've been taught that reality is fixed, objective, and separate from us. But quantum discoveries remind us that the observer cannot be removed from the experiment. Your consciousness is not a passive witness. It is an active participant in the unfolding of reality. The law of attraction gives this a practical form, teaching you to deliberately focus your awareness and emotion. Together, they suggest that your mind is not inside reality. Reality is inside your mind. Of course, both quantum mechanics and the law of attraction require humility. Neither offers complete answers, and both invite us into the unknown. Science admits that the quantum world is deeply paradoxical and not fully understood, while spiritual traditions remind us that manifestation depends on faith, surrender, and trust in the unseen. What's important is not to treat the law of attraction as a shortcut or quantum physics as a rigid manual, but to explore them as complementary lenses on the same mystery, how consciousness and energy interact to create the world we live in. In the end, something truly strange happens when quantum physics meets the law of attraction. The boundaries between science and spirituality dissolve. We begin to see that the universe is not a cold machine, but a living field of possibilities. Responsive to the frequencies we emit, thoughts are no longer private, they are creative forces. Emotions are not just feelings, they are vibrations that tune reality, and consciousness is not a byproduct of matter. It may be the very fabric from which matter arises. Whether you call it manifestation or probability collapse, the message is clear: you are far more powerful than you think, and reality is far more flexible than it seems.